Okay, so it's live. So today we are going to do some portfolio updates. As in one of my previous videos, uh, we have discussed about we've built our portfolio with Next.js, and there is one thing that was missing in that portfolio is the contact section. So let me show you and run this project. Because it's Next.js, then we are going to run it with npm run dev. It will show up on port 3000. Okay, so it should load in a second. I asked the chat GPT to guide me through how we're going to implement that, but I know already that because it's Next.js, then we can implement some backend APIs also in the API folder, and it gave me some code so that we can implement the whole thing. And we are going to use Google SMTP for receiving the mail. So let me just scroll down. So this section, send a message, in which the name, email and subject message will be there, and anyone can send this message to my email. So here is the env sample that we need to use. It's basically my email and the Google app password. So what is Google app password? It's by we get if we have the Google account. There is no extra setup, just need to go into our account security and get to the, if we have enabled our two-step verification, then we can get the app password, and we need only that part. So let's see, as the chat GPT says that we need a node mailer as a package to implement that. And what does node mailer do? So here, as you can see, the node mailer just create a instance of transporter, which is basically setting up our details from the env and getting some method and calling that method with all the message details. Which is, I think it's properly defined here. So it suggests that from portfolio contact, which is our email, then to, no, which is Gmail user, but why it's getting it from mm, I think, okay, so email, All right. So the thing is that whoever going to fill this will not be able to send me the message via Gmail. So what GPT suggests is that we need to get the email from which we are getting any queries and send email to ourselves with our email, and in that we are going to add the user's email. Whoever trying to send me any message, or whoever is trying to reach out, and this is our, I think, handler function in our client side. Okay. So let's just create this API first. So as we know, we need to create API in app folder, and we need to create a API folder, and inside we can define a custom route, which is, it's pretty standard. So I will copy that. So as you can see, the API folder with contact with route.ts is created. Now all we need to do is copy this, because I'm not starting from scratch. I'm just building my portfolio, so I don't think I need to do it manually, because the goal is to create a portfolio, not to learn how to code. So here the node mailer is not available, so we are going to just install it. So by the way, my PC is very slow. I needed to buy a new one. I'm thinking of buying a Mac. So if whoever is watching, let me know whichever version is best for my use case. And mind you that I don't want to uh, spend so much on laptop also. I mean, it should work correctly for web development or mobile development. It shouldn't be overkill for me. So where we were, just need to add this node mailer. mm, till the time it's installing, let's see another section. The env is set up. Here I added the env, and this is the env example. And just we need to add this in the context section, this handler. Where is the contact? Okay, here it is. I think I need to zoom in a little bit to show you the code. That's right. So the handle submit button is already there, and by default there was a mock API we call already set up. So we just need to copy and paste this part. The fetch API contact will get the response, and we will get the JSON from the response, and after JSON we will show the toast and set form data, and I will see my email if the mail is sent or not. I don't know why the node mailer is taking too much time to install, but let's just let's just wait for few minutes till the time. Let's just see how node mailer works. We can go to the documentation of node mailer. So here we can all the surface level details. So so this is the example, basic example of how we can use SMTP. So here it has defined the host. Let me see if we have the host or not. Okay, so we don't have the host right here. I don't know why, but host and port. Okay, so this part is missing from the chat GPT. So let's first try to use node mailer as the chat GPT suggests. If it doesn't work, then we can add the host and port inside this create transport method. So it do take a lot of time to install. Let me just cancel it and install it again. Maybe there was a network issue. It could be that, or my PC is gone. So let's just see the SMTP transport. So so see, there is host and the port, which is I think needed to make the node mailer work, but doesn't added. So let me just ask the chat GPT, do we need host or port in, what was the method, in create transport method. Transport method. Two common options for Gmail SMTP. Option 1, service Gmail. Option 2, using host plus port. If you prefer to be explicit, you can write here you don't need the host or port because node mailer knows the correct setting for Gmail internally. This is the simplest approach and one can give you earlier. And the one I gave you earlier. See, the chat GPT sometimes try to be sarcastic or try to insult me. So okay, so as per, we don't need the host and port, and I don't know why it's not downloading yet. I don't know, let's see, is it that big of a package that it takes too much time. Let's go to the npm. It's just okay. Unpack size is that 514 KB. Let's just try to install with p and pm. Okay, so it could be the issue because here I'm using pnpm and I was using npm to install the node mailer. It was definitely the issue behind this delay, and I forgot I was using pnpm here. Okay, so pnpm install is the keyword, right? Not I install. I found pnpm is what happened. If you want to use new store location, reinstall your dependency with pnpm install. Let me just see if I can add the node mailer direct right here. So this may happen if, what is the issue? Okay, we can say nvm use 20, and after that pn pm install node mailer. Okay, so the issue is that pn not found. We need to install this globally. npm, why npm? Ironically, no, it won't be as a flag. By this -g we can install any package globally, so that's why I'm using, so I can use in other projects as well, use this pnpm in other projects as well. So let's just try to install with pnpm a node mailer. It still shows this error. Let me copy and ask the chat GPT what's the reason. Your project's node module was created with one pnpm store path, but now pm is pointing to another. Okay, I think we need to delete this node modules as a whole and try to install node mailer again. Yeah, it does happen. It does install. What could be the reason behind this error? The one that I can think of is right. I can think of is like the node version that I installed the packages before was different from the node version that I'm using to install this node mailer. That could be the reason. Let's just install all the packages with pnpm install. Okay. Okay, so everything is updated, and here is our contact detail. Let's just try to send mail via another name. So test my another mail. I will use my second mail to send email to my primary email. So subject would be test and message would be test test. So let's send. Okay, it's sending. mm, it's taking a lot of time. I think we see need to see the network tab. Okay, so I got the email in my mobile. Let me just log into my mail to see if I got the structure of the mail is good or not. Okay, so I got the mail to myself from myself, and the mail from which I'm getting this notification is this, and the name, subject, and message. Okay, the template is quite good. I don't need to change anything. So let's just keep it that way. Other thing that I want to change is that the notification toast that it does use, it's not visible. And why it's not visible, we need to check where we're getting use toast. Okay, so let us check again. On the button I think it should be a cursor pointer, which is currently is not there. So let me just add the css cursor pointer. By the way, I'm using tailwind and ShadCN for the design. And if you see back in the background some moving dots, it was done by gsep package, which is a cool package that is really useful if you are a proper front-end developer. Okay, so the site is updated and the cursor pointer is here. Now we kick, it says sending. It's take too much time, and the toast doesn't appear. So the toast is not there. Let us see. Okay, so home, there is no toast wrapper, and in here I don't see any toast wrapper also. So I think in the page section uh, we should add a toast, which is should be right here inside this use toast hook. I think it's only a hook and there is no wrapper. So if there is no wrapper, then how are you going to like show the toast? Let me see if there is a toast or alert thing in the ShadCN that we can implement after we send the email. So as I remember, there are several ways that we can show the toast. There is one, I think, alert, and other one there, I think it's basically a toast. And let's just see this one, the sonar, which is also a pretty good component. And let's just explore the component library. So it's a standard toast that we are not going to use right now. We can use sonar, or we can use there was also a alert pop-up inside this. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is the static alert that we can add, but I want to add it in a manner, in a pop-up manner, so we cannot use that. So the only option that we got here is this sonar. So how do we use that? Okay, so toast, it also uses a toast, and toast we are getting from sonar. So let's just ask the chat GPT to implement the ShadCN sonar instead of use toast. Or we can implement manually by ourselves, which is quite boring. So let's just ask the chat GPT to implement ShadCN sonar. So use toast from ShadCN sonar, sooner, not sooner, sonar, instead use toast. Let's see. So we get the pnpm add sonar. So we install this package, and after that we need to, okay, we need a toaster from sonar in the app layout. So let's go to the app layout and import the toaster. Here is our toaster. Okay, I haven't copied that imports. So this is the toaster import, and what we need is below the children we need to add this component with the attributes like rich colors and position top right. So there is a theme provider, and after that there is a body, and below the theme provider we can use the toaster, and inside our contact section we just need to replace that whole. Okay, so it did change the handle submit button. So what we need is just replace the handle submit button with the new one, in which we are using the toast from the sooner, and we can remove the use toast method. Sometimes the pronunciation, not sometimes, most of the time my pronunciation is shit, so that's why I'm doing the live stream. This is the only purpose for the live stream, so that I can improve something. So let's just test our application. It's taking too long. Issue with the peer dependency found. Okay, it's just a warning, so we can ignore it. Now let's just test again. Subject and the message. If I send it, I should be able to get the I don't know why it's taking too long. Okay, so message is sent, and we get the sonor. So let's just wrap it up, and why there is this. Okay, so we also need to install the types for the node mailer, and with the npm install. Okay, so it did work, and after installation I will just push the code and add the environment variables in my Vercel account and test it on the production. So it's done, and this error is gone. Now we can push this code, but the problem that I think I'm going to get after deployment is that Vercel only allow me to um, what we say API call request time period for only 3 seconds. So after that 3 second, the API call will automatically will be dismissed, and the whole operation won't be completed itself. So that's why it's taking too much time, but it shouldn't, because the thing is that this is just a simple API with a third party package, so it shouldn't take so long to email to send. So let's just deploy the code and test it in a production. Git add and git commit contact form and git push origin main. I like these I like these one liners. So I chain all the commands together and just I need enter, and the satisfaction that I feel from that is on another level. So it's done. Now we can go to the Vercel. Inside of Vercel we need to add the envs, which I think I could not show in the screen, but I will try to edit that part out. After that, after this live stream's over, okay, so we can go to the settings. Inside that, if we find there is a environment variable section, in which we can just copy and paste our key right here. Like from example, we can just portfolio project and go to the domain. After the deployment, we will check where was the deployment part. Okay, this is the second section where we can see our deployments. So it's currently in the process of deploying. Okay, so it's deployed already. Now we just need to refresh this, and let's test from our production website. From prod, try to send it. Okay, it's working quite fast in comparison with the local local host. So it should get the email. Okay, so test and from prod. So it's working now. So let's see if I'm live or not. Okay, so that's it for the video, and when I add something new to it, I will make another one, some new features or anything about the portfolio. I'm thinking of using dynamic content, so I can implement headless CMS like Sanity or Strappy, so that we can dynamically change the content of the portfolio from the admin panel or from the form that is separate from the website, and the form that only we can access and change our website's content in real time. So I think when I start when I complete that part or thinking about that feature, I will make another video regarding that. So until then, hope you enjoy this video, and and just let's just